Meteorologist Bill Murray live in the Alabama Weather Network Studio A Weather Center. We got a new tornado warning now for southern Choctaw County in southwest Alabama. It is in effect until 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So that is a new tornado warning until 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time for southern Choctaw County. We've got sound again now. Thank you so much to Ben Luna for helping me resolve that issue here this morning, and now we're cooking with gas and working. We got a severe thunderstorm warning for northern portions of Washington County, southern Choctaw County as well, but that storm near Milry has weakened considerably, moved up into southern portions of Choctaw County. So let's pause the radar here from Mobile for a second and kind of get our bearings. You can see the Barron algorithm has picked up on a rotation there. So let's go take a look at that. Coming to us out of northeastern Wayne County here. Rotation indicated right there on US 84 near Gretna, getting ready to move up into the southwestern portions of Choctaw County near Isney. It's going to be moving to near Gilberttown and eventually just north of Silas and over to near Berrytown in southern Choctaw County. So tornado warning in effect for Choctaw County in southwestern Alabama. We'll go out a little wider here and take a look. We'll remove the take some of these items off and then give you the reflectivity back so you can see what's going on here. And just make sure that we're being heard on all channels and that we're being seen on all channels at this point. We are live here at 9:23 on the Alabama Weather Network. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray. James is not very far away and will join us shortly as we cover the tornado warning here. We don't expect widespread severe weather today, but there's a good chance that we're going to have a tornado watch. Weather Service offices, Mobile, Birmingham, are coordinating that with the Storm Prediction Center right now. So they put that probability now about 40%. The atmosphere over Alabama, of course, is very juicy, very warm, very moist, lots of instability, and add in about 30 knots of bulk shear. So that's going to allow these storms to be organized today. And just enough low-level helicity, the spin in the atmosphere that you need for tornadoes, is there. So not expecting widespread big tornadoes, but we could have several small spin-up tornadoes, and something that we're going to be watching very closely here today. So let's make sure we've got connections with all of our Weather Service offices, and we are talking to the National Weather Service in Mobile, staying connected with them very clearly, and keeping in touch with them, and monitoring all of this information. The severe thunderstorm warning continues until 9:30 for southern Choctaw, northern portions of Washington County. We've got this new tornado warning that is in effect until 10 o'clock now for southern Choctaw County in southwest Alabama. Decent indications of rotation there on US 84 in northeastern portions of Wayne County down in southeastern Mississippi. And we'll kind of zoom over, just taking a look here at the Mobile radar. Just see what we see there, make sure we don't see any CC drops or anything like that out of that storm that is in Wayne County, Mississippi, because that is our primary concern at this point. Very strong coupling, now approaching the Alabama-Mississippi border. It's right along US 84, west of Silas. So if you are in the southwestern portion of Choctaw County, from Gilberttown down to Silas along US 84, areas west of that, we want you to be in your safe place right now. That's the lowest part of your home, in a central room, a bathroom, a closet, a hallway. Those are best. If you have a basement, that's great. If you have a tornado shelter, that's even better. If you're in a mobile home and you have time to safely move to a better place, go now. You do not want to be in a mobile home as a tornado is approaching. So you can see the rotation there, or you can see the kind of the structure of the storm. The hook echo is just south of Gretna, and if we switch over to our storm relative velocity, clearly see the rotation there along US 84. the reds and the greens very close together. We'll look for any kind of a CC dropout. This is our correlation coefficient product. This product right here tells us when we see a discontinuity in the targets that the radar is seeing. If it sees uniform targets like raindrops, we get these colors like we see right now. But if it begins to see lots of different sizes and shapes, then it tells us that there's a problem here. And the correlation drops. And when that happens, we see that the colors become very sharply blue. And when that happens, we know we have a tornado debris signature, or at least that's one of the indications. So that's this correlation coefficient. We call it debris detector, so you understand what you're looking at. The chance of hail today is just not as substantial as it could be, just because of the atmosphere, the way it's structured. And but you definitely have extremely heavy rain. You have frequent lightning, and you're going to have very strong gusty winds too. Looking at the base velocities, just to see, you've got strong winds there near and south of Isney. This is going to be moving over toward Bollinger and Silas, US 84 there, and Alabama 17 in Choctaw County. So putting this in motion just over the last 15 minutes or so, just so you can see the motion. You see that couplet. It's not as strongly pronounced as it was, but it's there. And it could cycle back up at any moment. So it was probably at its strongest as it was just south of Tequio in northeastern Wayne County, Mississippi. But it's traveling along US 84 now, and it's getting ready to cross over there near Isney, and it's going to be moving up between Bollinger, Silas, and Gilberttown, south of Toxie in Choctaw County. So in this area, we want our friends to be in your safe place right now. Call anybody you know down there, let them know that we've got a tornado warning that's in effect until 9:30. I think this tornado warning is in effect until 10. The severe thunderstorm warning until 9:30 this morning. So that severe thunderstorm warning will drop off in just a minute. That warning really is kind of irrelevant now, because that warning for that storm that's just southeast of Berrytown, moving near Womack Hill, is beginning to move out of that polygon. And so the Weather Service, that warning will drop off of our radar graphic here in just a moment. So pausing the radar, giving you back a bigger picture of what we've got here. In southwest Alabama, we currently have two warnings, the severe thunderstorm warning that's about to drop, and this tornado warning that is in effect right now for southwestern portions of Choctaw County. There is also a tornado warning in effect for the northeastern portion of Wayne County till 9:30, but it'll be it's going to drop off the radar here in just a second too, because the storm that prompted that warning has now moved into Alabama at this point. So zooming back in, we're looking at the Mobile radar here, so you can kind of see what's going on. The most concern is right there on the Alabama-Mississippi border right now, between Gretna and Isney on US 84. That's where that rotation is, moving to the east-northeast. We don't have a skid, but it's moving to the east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So we'll continue to track that as it moves deeper into Choctaw County here in Alabama. And we'll give you kind of a bigger picture of South Alabama, go back to the reflectivity and let you see what you got here. Right now we have showers and thunderstorms across a good bit of Choctaw County, eastern Clark County down through western portions of Monroe County, getting ready to move into Monroeville, down around Uri and XL. We've got strong thunderstorms just moving into the western portions of Escambia County, extreme northern Baldwin County down around the Delta. We've got strong thunderstorms roaming in that area, and a good bit of Mobile County now, heavy rain, and moving into Saraland and areas around the city of Mobile. We'll kind of zoom in what's going on there so we can update you. But areas along US 43 from Creola down to Saraland and Pritchard, that's where the next batch of heavy rain is going to be coming off of the areas west of Mobile here, US 98 from Sims over to the University of South Alabama, up to Malvilla. It's going to be moving through 8 Mile and Chickasaw, Pritchard, those areas. Lighter rain approaching the Mobile Regional Airport right now, Tanner Williams, and that area, the rain is moving on to the east. Got light to moderate rain around Dawes, and we'll be crossing over I-65 there between Theodore and Brookley Field in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So bigger picture of Baldwin County, these showers and thunderstorms are going to move in areas generally near and north of I-10 over the next hour. Back through northern portions of Baldwin County, we've got those stronger storms there. We'll check on those. They're moving near Uri in southern Monroe County, into the western portion of Escambia County, going to be moving near Huxford, McCullough, and Porch. Blackshear right now is pouring in your area, Tensas, along Alabama 59. Those areas, the lightning strikes in the last few minutes have kind of picked up. That's what we would expect through the day, because we've got this heating of the day that's going to continue to add energy to the atmosphere, and as it does, that's going to increase the instability and keep these thunderstorms going. And we've got just enough shear to keep them organized. We've got one tornado warning now. The other tornado warning that was in effect for Wayne County, Mississippi, has dropped off the board now. Our severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for parts of Washington and Choctaw counties dropped off the board at 9:30. It is now 9:32. You're watching the Alabama Weather Network. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray, live here in Studio A. We fixed our sound problem, and we are broadcasting live. We'll be with you all day today, throughout the night tonight, and this entire holiday weekend as we track the potential for strong thunderstorms. And that's inconvenient in a holiday weekend. We need the rain, that's for sure, and we'll be grateful for every drop of rain that we get. But it is certainly a welcome thing to have this rain. So let's kind of reset while you watch the radar here for a minute. Our strongest storm is just over the Alabama border now. It is moving in the direction of Alabama 17 there, between, it's going to be approaching Toxie and Gilberttown, moving north of Silas. The core is about 8-10 miles to the northwest, west-northwest of Silas, just to the north of US 84. This storm is in an environment where it's got about 2,000 joules of CAPE available to it. And you know, if you're kind of a weather weenie, you know that that is a significant amount of CAPE. That's a significant amount of energy available to the storm. So it has no shortage of fuel, that's for sure, for the thunderstorm updraft. That's the first part of the recipe, is that updraft. Then, you know, how much shear do we have? The shear that's available to this storm is about 36 knots. And that's a moderate amount of shear. That's enough to keep it rotating and keep it organized, tilt it over enough so that it doesn't rain itself out like a summer thunderstorm. So that's why we're concerned about these storms today. And then that last ingredient, that low-level shear, in that lowest 1 kilometer, that last 3,000 feet of the atmosphere, that's about 145 meters squared per second squared. That's a lot of gobbledygook. But when that starts getting to around 150, 200 units, then we get concerned. And it's right there today. So that's what's got our attention. And that's why we're watching this very closely. So looks like we're going to get a tornado watch. So be prepared for that. The Weather Service in Birmingham is coordinating that. So we're going to hear about that shortly. So, but we do have a one tornado warning now till 10 a.m. and we'll kind of zoom in on that because that's our primary focus here at the Alabama Weather Network. Because anytime we have a tornado warning, is we want to keep you posted on what's going on with that. For sure. And that is for this storm in southwestern Choctaw County here along US 84. You see the notch kind of in this area. Let's see if I can actually draw right here for you. This is this little notch right here, the inflow into the storm showing up right there. And it should correlate nicely with our rotation. And indeed, that's what we see. You see the reds and the greens from the mobile radar. These velocities right here are the velocities away from the radar. Excuse my terrible drawing, but the winds going away from the radar, the winds coming toward the radar here, and you see that counterclockwise motion is the mesocyclone. And if we get a downdraft that can come around on the backside of that storm and spin up a small tornado, that is a possibility. There near US 84, community of Isney, it's going to be moving near or just north of Silas. So if you are along and west of Alabama 17, from Toxie, Gilberttown, down to Silas, over to Berrytown, we want you to be in your safe place. So what does that mean? That means go to the lowest floor of your home in a central part of the house, in a bathroom or a hallway or a closet. Get as many walls between you and the outside of the home as you can. You know, take some blankets, pillows, things to protect yourself. Batting helmets, any kind of helmet, a batting helmet, a baseball helmet, a bicycle helmet, anything, a football helmet. You know, put that on the kids first, you next. Make sure that, you know, that their heads are protected, because blunt force trauma is the biggest potential. It doesn't take a big tornado to, you know, bring a tree down or to, you know, cause damage to your home. And that's what we want to avoid, is any kind of injury or damage like that. So that's what we're, that we're watching. So we have a new tornado warning here, and let's see what that tornado warning is. Just kind of checking, and got lots of helpers here, and we appreciate that, because this is great. James is on his way here. He had a program this morning at Phillips Academy, and he is very close, so he is going to be here momentarily. But lots of folks on our team are helping this morning, and we appreciate every one of them. And we've got also broad rotation on the cell up near. And as a matter of fact, James is walking in the door right now. So we're going to go up and look at that storm over near Tuscaloosa. We use the Columbus, Mississippi radar to do that, and just see what we're looking at. James is going to get mic'd up and all that stuff. He knows how to negotiate the maze of the studio here, for sure. And but it is good to see him. These are the storms in Tuscaloosa County right now, and you can see they're still beginning to get a little bit of a ramp up in lightning there. Nothing too concerning at this point. We do have a broad rotation northeast of Tuscaloosa, northeast of Northport. Nothing too concerning there, but you know, it is something that we'll be watching very, very closely. And that broad rotation there is over Lake Tuscaloosa, northeast of the city of Tuscaloosa, putting it in motion over the last few minutes. You can kind of see it did briefly spin up. That's the thing we're going to be dealing with today. We have enough wind shear in the atmosphere that these storms are going to be organized to some degree. So we'll be watching that very closely throughout the day. It's going to be one of those days, you know, late May. It can happen. May 27th, 1973, a very historic day, one day that shaped my career in weather as a child. I know it influenced James as well. He's miking up over here, and we remember it very well. Many other people do too. A big tornado hit Brent. Another tornado hit Center Point that day in Birmingham, and it was a day that many of us will always remember. Our primary focus is, and James, I'll get you on mix effects here in just a second when you're ready. So you just let me know when that is, and we'll get you going here. I'm going to switch back to South Alabama, and I'm using the mobile radar here. I want to focus in on our tornado warning that is in southwestern Butler County. That's our primary focus right now. We're going to get a tornado watch soon, according to the Weather Service in Birmingham, and we'll let you know what counties are covered in that when that happens. But our primary focus right now is this storm along US 84, passing just to the north of Silas. It's going to be crossing over Alabama 17 shortly here, so south of Toxie and Gilberttown, and we're watching it very closely. Our rotation is broad. It's not as strong as it was when it was in northeastern Wayne County, Mississippi, right over the city of Waynesboro. It really had a strong couplet there for a couple of volume scans. No debris signature, fortunately. We'll put that back in motion too over the last 30 minutes and just kind of look at that together, just see what we saw. But again, haven't been any indications of debris. James is moving in there. We're kind of working together here, James. We show up together.
So I was doing a program at Phillips Academy, which is literally 5 blocks away from the studio, and I saw the tornado warning, so broke away from that. And I do apologize to the 6th graders. They got the worst weather program in the world today. So thanks to Bill for covering while I was down the street doing a school program, last school program of the year. So again, this is going to be a day where we're not expecting violent, long-track tornadoes. These are going to be short, difficult to deal with tornadoes that might be down for a few minutes and they go back up. It's going to be challenging. And by the way, I need to see if my audio is working. So hang on one second. Let me just go be sure. My audio.
I see your levels.
It looks like it's, and we do have audio in the streams now.
Yes.
And we apologize for that technical difficulty early. So again, the reason we're here, it's this tornado warning that is in effect for a small part of Choctaw County in southwest Alabama. And this is an area that's covered by the National Weather Service in Mobile. They have no reports of damage so far, zero, none, from this storm in Wayne County, Mississippi, or Choctaw County, Alabama. And so, again, at one point, the Choctaw County EMA indicated they had an observed tornado, but that was at 9:14. That was 30 minutes ago. And again, at this point, it's just really broad. This is the Mobile radar, right, Bill?
Yes.
And again, the radar beam is several thousand feet off the ground. This is where the radar coverage is not especially good, but still, there's broad rotation here. I honestly don't think they will extend the warning based on that. And again, it's going to be a day where if we do have a tornado, it's going to be short-lived, and it's going to be hard to warn for these things. They get down, they go right back up. By the time the warning goes out, they're over. These can be on the ground for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and that's it. So it's just going to be one of those aggravating days, but we have many things that are happening outdoors today, tomorrow, Sunday. And so, Bill, let's just look at a big picture. Let's just kind of show the whole state if we can, and just let's do an overview of what's going on right now. So this is the Mobile radar, and again, you can see we've got one band of storms coming into Mobile. We have another band of showers and thunderstorms coming through the western half of North Alabama, basically west of I-65. Nothing severe. The only warning in the whole state is this one right here in Choctaw County. So again, just wanted to give everybody a level of comfort knowing that we have no other warnings in the state of Alabama except for that one small spot in Choctaw County. This is just mostly light rain, some embedded thunder approaching Birmingham from the west. We have rain approaching Demopolis, and again, another band of showers and thunderstorms from near Monroeville down to the west part of Mobile. And there's no evidence of any severe reports in here. Remember, to be severe, only two can make a storm severe. Damaging wind, and by definition, that's 58 miles per hour or greater, or 1-inch diameter hail or larger. So just wanted to show the whole state. So let's go back to the Mobile radar, and we'll take a look at that one storm that has prompted this tornado warning. And again, we're getting reports of no damage so far from this in either Wayne County, Mississippi, or Choctaw County, Alabama. No damage, which is great. And again, let's look at the velocity, Bill. The reflectivity looks somewhat so-so. The velocity looks so-so. Again, that's very broad, but no doubt the storm is spinning. But in terms of a tight tornado down on the ground, I'd say that's not especially likely. But remember, as long as that polygon is up and flashing, what do? Respect the polygon and just stay sheltered. And let's also point out that this does not include Butler. Butler is the county seat. That's the largest town in Choctaw County. All right, so this is not even remotely close to Butler. That's the one thing we learned in 2011. People didn't understand how tornado warnings are issued. They hear their county and they just assume that they need to go to a safe place. Tornadoes are small. Counties are big. You do not need to warn an entire county, okay? So understand this includes that stretch of Highway 17 from Gilberttown down to Silas. And really, that's it. US 84 is right here. And again, Alabama Highway 10 is right here. Those are the two major east-west roads through Choctaw County. So Gilberttown, Silas, south, and west. That's the only part of Choctaw County in this warning right now. And Bill, you say there's a tornado watch coming?
Yes, the Weather Service in Birmingham is coordinating it right now.
Okay, so in a minute, and let me just say I've got a sinus infection. I feel great, but my voice is not as strong as it typically would be, and I just was talking really loudly to a large group of sixth graders in an auditorium. So I apologize for the sinus thing, but I feel great. I've not had a sinus infection in probably 3 years. I was overdue to get one of these things. So we'll put the tornado watch as soon as it comes up on the board. You can see who's in and who's out. And remember, like we've talked about, on a day like today, it's not going to rain all day. It will not rain everywhere. But where the storms do form, they could be strong with a chance of strong winds, and again, the chance of a brief isolated tornado somewhere. And that's the reason we had that level 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe storms over the western half of the state for that possibility. And again, I would assume the tornado watch is basically for the western half of the state. We'll get that here coming up in a mere moment or two. Pretty decent storm over here on the Tom Bigby that is sitting kind of on the Clark-Choctaw County line. The Tom Bigby is the border between Clark and Choctaw here. That's the Tom Bigby coming out of Demopolis, coming down toward Coffeyville here. And again, that's very broad. And quite frankly, that's very broad. And again, I would imagine, Bill, when does this thing expire, this one?
At 10 o'clock, James.
Okay, so that's in 13 minutes. So I think in 13 minutes that's going to go away, and there's a good chance that we will be warning free for a while. Yes, somebody just said, he doesn't have on suspenders. What do we make of this? So this is, John Croyle gave me this shirt. Okay, this is the Big Oak Ranch. John and Brody are just great. I love their ministry, love what they do, and if I'm wearing some swag, I like to wear swag from people that I really like. So this is a Big Oak Ranch shirt. So read into this whatever you want to read into this. And I typically don't wear. People think I wear these suits around all the time. Suits are a bad look for me. I look like a funeral home director. It's not good. I mean, I'm much better in cargo shorts and clothes like this. So it is what it is. So again, the Weather Service in Mobile will continue this until 10 o'clock. That's for the next 12 minutes. And again, this is what's coming through Tuscaloosa. And they're trying to play some softball down here, Bill. Do you like softball?
I love softball.
We had kind of a little briefing yesterday with the athletic department, and we're hoping for a window of dry conditions this afternoon. And so far, the short-range models have done well. And you see that little spinner that tried to go right there around Lake Tuscaloosa. And that didn't do anything. We've heard of no damage from that. But again, it's just raining heavily in Tuscaloosa. In fact, Bill, if we can, let's take the sky cam from there real quick. We've got cameras all over the place.
Yeah, give me a second, James, and I'll pull that up.
Okay.
What would you like to look at right now while I pull that up for you?
Let's go back to our warning, and let me just kind of focus on that, and we'll get Bill to pull up some of the sky cam views. And so I do believe this is, let me double check with my source here. What we see down in that green polygon, that was a flood advisory and not a flash flood warning.
That's right.
Right. And that's for that band of storms from west of Mobile up to Monroeville. And again, the reason we're here, it's this, a tornado warning that's in effect for a small part of Choctaw County in southwest Alabama. And again, there's really broad rotation. That's not your classic tornado signature, but I think that the Weather Service is doing the right thing in Mobile. What they're going to do is just let this thing go until 10 o'clock. You don't want to cancel a warning and then it ramps back up and you have to reissue the warning. You just want to let it go through several volume scans before you do any major changes here. So again, we'll have this warning in effect until 10. I don't think this will be extended past 10. But again, we'll watch the trends carefully. And again, the good news, we have heard of no reports from our sky watchers, from the Weather Service in Mobile, from EMA, no reports of any damage from this in either Wayne County, Mississippi, or Choctaw County, Alabama. And again, the core of that broad rotation is still to the west of Alabama 17. 17 is that main road that runs through West Alabama, all the way from Mobile to Florence, near the Mississippi state line. And in Choctaw County, it runs from Silas up to Gilbertown, Toxie, and Butler. And the core of that broad rotation is still just west of Highway 17. That'll be coming into Highway 17 near just south of Gilbertown. And again, it's very broad at this point. And we'll see if by chance it tries to ramp up again. And we'll just see how that whole thing behaves. Again, this is the Tombigbee River here. This separates Choctaw County here from Clark County over here. And this is all in southwest Alabama. And again, we stress this is the only warning in the whole state at this point. We know that it's raining, you've got thunder, and you've got lightning in spots, but in terms of anything that's potentially dangerous, this is the only thing we have right now. So again, a tornado warning for the southwest part of Choctaw County in southwest Alabama. That is in effect for 9 more minutes until 10 o'clock this morning. I don't expect the warning to be extended. And again, watching all of the other sources that I have here, I've just not, and trust me, if there's a twig blown, I'll get a report of it. We thank you for your reports. And remember, we always say this, we can't share and show everything we see, but we see it all. So again, Bill's punched up the Skycam on the campus at the University of Alabama. This is Reese Pfeiffer Hall here. In fact, right back over here is Denny Chimes. This is the quad, and it's just raining. This is just the good, steady, soaking rain. And the temperature is 73. And the one good thing about this rain we had this morning, hopefully that's going to mitigate the chance of any stronger storms later today. We'll see if the air can recover from the morning rain we have. But just a good steady rain on the campus of the University of Alabama. And again, I think there will be a window to get some softball in this afternoon once this initial batch passes through here. And again, you can see just that good old-fashioned rain here that is falling in Tuscaloosa. Is that Columbus, Bill, or Birmingham?
That's Columbus.
Yeah, let's go to BMX, a little lower angle into this thing. Heaviest rain is east of Tuscaloosa, out here toward Peterson, approaching Brookwood. And again, just heavy rain. Notice there's one lightning strike. I mean, one lightning strike. That's it. This is just basically rain. We've got some heavier rain west of Birmingham, out toward Hueytown, Oak Grove, Sylvan Springs, Rock Creek, Pratt City, Adamsville, Graysville. That'll be coming through the city of Birmingham soon. In fact, it is raining pretty heavily in spots in downtown Birmingham. But again, there's nothing severe. In fact, look at here. We have no lightning strikes in through here. This is just good old-fashioned rain that's falling in the Tuscaloosa, Birmingham area. And for those of you that are in other parts of the state, let's say if you're in the Tennessee Valley, again, it's raining and lightly in parts of Colbert, Franklin, Lauderdale counties. No issues there. So let's go back down and we'll stay focused on the one storm that we've got that's prompted a warning that's near Gilberttown. This is down in the southwest part of Choctaw County in southwest Alabama. And we'll go back to the Mobile radar. That's coming from BMX. That'll be a little higher look into that. You'll see the reflectivity go down once you get the lower tilt. This is coming from Mobile. We'll check the velocity again. And again, just a messy, broad rotation. But still, I would stay sheltered. And remember, if you're in a tornado warning polygon, we do not want you in a trailer. And that can be a challenging thing. It's easy for us in a safe, dry studio to say you don't need to be in a mobile home during a tornado, but it's true. You can't survive one in a trailer. You just can't do that. And we don't want anybody in a mobile home in this polygon, even though the rotation is broad. As long as the polygon is there, we advise that you stay out of a trailer. And hopefully you've got a shelter nearby or a business, a gas station, something that can serve as a shelter on a 24/7 basis. And of course, I understand that it's not easy leaving your home. For some people, they don't have transportation. It's a complicated thing. But again, we just don't want anybody in a trailer. And obviously, nobody should be driving along Highway 17 from Toxie down to Silas for about the next 15 minutes. Again, there's the latest volume scan, and it's as noisy as could be. That's just not really a tornado signature here. So again, in 5 minutes, this thing will go away. And we will be warning-free statewide. And we can all catch our breath here for just a little bit. It's 9:55, by the way, if you're just joining us here. This is James Spann with Bill Murray. This is the Alabama Weather Network, and we go live if there's tornado warnings for any part of the state, all 67 counties. It doesn't matter where you live, what TV market you're in. We've got your back. And we promised that from the minute we started this operation back in August of last year, and that's the same promise that we delivered on today. And we are here for about 5 more minutes, and soon we'll get that tornado watch. We'll stay with you until the tornado watch is issued. We'll post that, and you'll see what that looks like. But again, the tornadoes today are not going to be long-track, upper-end tornadoes. They're going to be short-lived, lower-scale tornadoes that are down for a few minutes and they go back up. And like we've talked about, that is a tough challenge for us in terms of warning people. By the time you see it or get the report, the tornadoes back up when the warning goes out. And it's a challenge. The days with the big long track tornadoes, those are quite frankly easy for us. These are the harder days when they're down for just a short amount of time here. But again, this is not your classic tornado day. It's a lower end marginal risk of severe storms. But the one thing I noticed this morning about 4:30, Jackson, Mississippi, they had a really good velocity couplet and issued a tornado warning for Hinds County, Mississippi for a storm that was southwest of Jackson. And I tell people this all the time. The first storms of the day will talk to you. They will tell you a story if you're willing to listen. And I think that little spinner that was southwest of Jackson during the pre-dawn hours just kind of was talking to us, saying that the atmosphere is primed and maybe in a position to produce a few of those small spin-up type tornadoes today. And the upper air sounding from Birmingham kind of supported that idea. So that's the reason that SPC is going to go with a tornado watch. And again, concerning tomorrow, let me just talk about that really quickly. It's Memorial Day weekend, and there's a lot of things happening. I will be at the Alabama Jubilee at Point Mallard in Decatur tomorrow from 1 to 4. And of course, everybody, and what they're doing, they're looking at these stock phone apps. And if you look at your stock phone app, it looks like it's going to rain all day, every day between now and Labor Day. And it doesn't work that way. Those phone apps can be horrible. It will not rain all day, and it's not going to rain everywhere. And I don't think the coverage of the rain tomorrow is going to be as great as the coverage of the rain today. So don't let it stop you, okay? We'll get the festivals in. We'll get the ball games in. We got the SEC baseball tournament going on in Hoover. We'll get these games in. It's not this all-day deluge. Uh-oh. Bill?
James, the Weather Service in Birmingham just commenting on that storm just west of Campbell. It's going to move up, into southern Marengo.
Yeah, that is, quite frankly, that looks a lot better than that. We still got that warning.
Yeah, they're watching it very closely, James, and it obviously needs that.
It's a jurisdiction thing here. Clark County belongs to the Weather Service in Mobile in terms of jurisdiction. Marengo County belongs to the Weather Service in Birmingham. Just different offices issue warnings for the two counties, and this rotation that's on the Tom Bigby will be crossing over into southern Marengo County. And again, just to get your bearings straight here, clearly this thing in Choctaw County is just totally dissipated. It's off the board. And again, the warning goes away in 2 minutes. But this thing right here, if that ramps up, that'll be crossing into South Marengo County. And again, this is Alabama Highway 10 right here. Dixon's Mills, Sweetwater is right here. You've got Half Acre, Nanophilia, these communities in the southwest part of Marengo County. So just kind of heads up that we're watching that little spinner. We'll see if it stays in there for a couple of volume scans. And again, the last thing you want to do is issue a warning every time you see a rotation on one scan. Your false alarm ratio will be 98%. You want to watch it for consistency and depth and just see how it behaves. So again, we'll keep a close eye on that. But again, here is of about 1 minute, we're at 9:59. The warning that is in effect for Choctaw County will be going away. Bill, you ever been down to Tom Bigby?
Yeah,
I honestly have not been on this segment of the Tom Bigby. I would love to take a trip all the way from Demopolis to the Perdido Pass, all the way down. I've been through a lot of the segments of the Tom Bigby, but not this particular segment. But maybe one of these days I'll get a chance to do that.
A lot of great days on the Alabama River down there, James. Saw a lot of alligators.
I'm about to say there's woolly boogers down there in the Alabama River. Those things are bigger than you are. There's swamp creatures in the Alabama River. And also in the Sipsey River, that's another one. There's swamp creatures in that thing. That's the border of Pickens and Greene counties. But anyway, so again, this warning is about to go away. It's off the board. No tornado warning will be in effect here as of this particular minute. We've hit the top of the hour. The warning will not be extended. So we have no warnings in effect statewide. Let's go back to the velocity real quick. And again, this is coming off the Mobile radar. And you can see that that's nothing. It's gone. Again, there's no risk of a tornado at Gilbertown. You're good. You can come out of your safe place. The polygon is ended. No risk of a tornado there at this point. This one, it's okay. I probably would not issue a warning for that. If you issue a warning for every one of those things you see, it flared up for a minute and it's starting to ramp right back down. And that's the kind of day it's going to be. It's like that little spinner in Tuscaloosa County. They'll ramp up for one volume scan and then they're gone. And you just can't issue warnings for one spinner on one volume scan. You can't do that. That will just drive your false alarm ratio sky high. And that's the last thing we need. So let's go back to the whole state here, Bill. Let's talk. It's 10 o'clock. Let's just do a little fireside chat here. All right, so this is the whole state. East Alabama, you're quiet. We've got bands of showers and storms over the western half of the state, gradually moving to the east-northeast. And again, this green polygon, that's a flood advisory from West Mobile up into southern Monroe County. And again, there's no evidence of any tornadoes, no evidence of any big problems right now, just a lot of rain with thunder and lightning. Up here in the Tennessee Valley, this is just basically rain coming through places like Russellville, Florence, Moulton. Again, there's our tornado watch. So let's...
That's actually a tornado warning, James.
Oh, for Marengo.
It's going to be for Choctaw and Clark.
What? What? Well...
So let's see, there's that going to be. It's going to be that new little polygon right there.
Okay. So that's for the other rotation. Okay,
that's the
right.
same storm we've been talking
right.
about.
That makes
on the
sense.
Mobile side.
Right. So again, let's stop the animation here. Let's just go straight to the velocity here. And again, this is what they're looking at here. We've looked at that for the past couple of volume scans. And again, this is a jurisdictional culture thing, which makes it kind of hard on us in that every Weather Service office has a different culture, different philosophy. Birmingham warns for Marengo, Mobile warns for Clark. And so the Weather Service in Mobile believes there's enough evidence here to support a little bitty tiny tornado warning for the extreme northwestern corner of Clark County. All right, so let me just say that this is not remotely close to Thomasville, Grove Hill, or Jackson. You're not even remotely close to this. This is for a tiny, tiny, tiny spot of the county near the Tombigbee River, near the Marengo County line. Communities of Morven and Campbell are right here, and that's about it. And again, it's exclusively into Clark County. If you're in Choctaw, don't worry about it. It's across the Tombigbee. No issues in Choctaw County from anything over there. So this is a very small, tiny tornado warning that is in effect for the northwestern corner of Clark County in southwest Alabama. Let me pull up the text on this thing. The tornado warning will be in effect until 10:30, and they can cancel it well before 10:30. This thing will be, if anything survives, it's going to move across the line into Marengo here. And again, obviously, if you're in Sweetwater, Dixon's Mills, Nanophilia, Half Acre, just kind of watch this. And again, we don't expect long track, upper end tornadoes today. We don't. We're going to have the small, short-lived, difficult tornadoes. If there's anything down, it's going to be short-lived. So we'll keep a close eye on that. And again, listen, hey, we're here. As long as tornado warnings are in effect, we'll be right here. That's the situation today. Sinus infection, bad clothes, everything. Hey, it is what it is. Bad shoes, bad socks. You don't even want to see my socks today. We'll show those later. So we will hang tight with you for a while, and we have a little tiny, teeny-weeny tornado warning that is in effect for the northwestern corner of Clark County. Let me see Demopolis and Grove Hill in the same view here, just to get your bearings straight, all right? Let's keep expanding out and keep expanding out. Expand out a little more. There we go. There we go. So it often helps to see the big picture, all right? So Marengo, Sumter, Choctaw. No issues in Choctaw County. I know that technically there's a little sliver here, but that rotation is across the river into Clark County. So Demopolis is here. This is US 43. Linden, Thomasville, Grove Hill. This is how far away it is from the population centers. There's a little small circulation right here. If this thing holds together, it'll come up into the southwest part of Marengo County, possibly near Sweetwater. So again, if you're in Sweetwater, Half Acre, Nanophilia, just watch this thing. Again, I think it's going to be west of Dixon's Mills and west of US 43. And what's over here in Monroe County all the way down to Mobile, that's just a lot of rain. And again, there's a flood advisory that's in effect for that. But that is just basically a whole lot of rain. So let me, what I'm going to do here is put our Facebook simulcast over on my page so we can bring in the Spann Army. And for those that follow my page, I thank you so much. Social media can be an interesting monster, but it's helpful in disseminating severe weather information, and that most people tend to live there and spend a lot of time there. So I'm just going to share that over on that page real quick. And again, I say this all the time. When we go into live coverage, our attention is focused on this. I can't just be posting a lot of stuff on socials. We ask that you watch us. Everything we know you'll see if you watch. So again, that's the situation here. And we have gotten that taken care of now. So yeah, this is Casual Friday. For those watching over on the James Spann side, welcome. This is, we've got a tornado warning in effect down here in the northwestern corner. This is a teeny tornado warning in effect for the northwestern corner of Clark County. This has nothing to do with Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson, nothing. This rotation right here is going to be scooting across the county line soon into Marengo, and we'll just see how it behaves. If the rotation tightens, the Weather Service in Birmingham might consider a tornado warning for parts of southwest Marengo County. But again, they're kind of in a wait-and-see mode here. And the Weather Service in Mobile believed that on a couple of volume scans that the rotation was strong enough to issue that warning. So let's go back and take a closer look here, Bill, at our velocity display, which is going to tell the story. This is a very rural area, sparsely populated. But like I say, we've said this before, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if 5 people live in a polygon. We're going to be here, all right? One of the greatest concerns I've had in recent years, it's folks that live away from cities that are underserved during dangerous weather events, and we're fixing that problem. I come from a rural part of the state. I'm from rural Butler County in South Alabama, and if you live in the country, your life is just as important as if you live in a city. So it doesn't matter if there's 1 person in the polygon or 0. We'll take care of the deer and the dogs and the cats in that polygon. But again, that's that. You can clearly see the rotational couplet here. The velocities have come down a smidgen. And again, I'm not so sure Birmingham's going to warn on that. You want to see the colors a little hotter, velocities a little higher. But again, this is an area where we're basically between the Mobile radar and the Birmingham radar. That beam is probably 8,000 feet off the ground in through here. And this is one of the famous radar holes that we have in the state where we need better radar coverage. And we will have that with the next generation of weather radars, which will be phased array radar. A lot of this will be fixed, but it's going to take some time. But this is why the spotters become critical. If you want to be part of our Skywatcher group, go to our app, the Alabama Weather Network app, and there's a Skywatcher section. You can fill out a couple little quick lines. We're not trying to evade your privacy, but if you're interested in helping us, if you like weather, you don't have to be a meteorologist or some existing trained spotter, but if you want to help us, we have an amazing group of thousands of Skywatchers across the state, and they are of great help.
You can kind of see that thing moving to the right a little bit, though, James, trying to take advantage of the atmosphere.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll do that. It's wanting to stay south of the county line. Again, this is the county line. Marengo, Clark here. Marengo County here, Clark here. Again, there's Nanophilia, Sweetwater. And then you've got Campbell, which is down here in Clark County. And we'll just see how this thing behaves. And other than that, that's the only warning we have active in the entire state right now. Is the watch come out yet? I'm surprised they coordinated that, but we don't have a tornado watch
There was a lot
yet.
of talk about it, but no issuance yet.
And sometimes they change their mind. I mean, sometimes our friends at SPC, they'll get some new data, and they look at radar trends, and they're thinking, well, this is pretty low end. And
I do have some information on that, James. They finished their coordination call with the SPC and the surrounding offices, and they're going to hold off on the watch now.
Yeah, right. I think that's a great call.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really think that's a good call. This is a very low end kind of day, and the tornadoes will not be a big problem. Again, there could be a little spin up tornado somewhere. But I think that's a great call. And again, that shows great restraint in holding off on issuing a tornado watch. So no tornado watch is coming. That's good. But again, we'll watch these things very carefully throughout the day today. And again, to the 6th graders down at Phillips Academy, I'm so sorry. It's like, so I was in the middle of the program. And this is the last one of the year, of the school year. And these 6th graders were just great. I mean, it was 6th graders can soak up the science. And I'm looking at the watch and I see a tornado warning for Choctaw County. I'm thinking, uh-oh. So I had to wrap it up real quick. And thankfully, our studio complex just not that far away from the school today, which is good. Some days I'm 3-4 hours away. So again, we're watching a really, really disorganized rotation here. And I just don't think Birmingham will extend this into Marengo. I know the cultures at the different offices, and I'm not saying they're good or bad, they're just different. And I would imagine Birmingham will not extend this into Marengo, but still, again, everybody needs to just kind of pay attention to the weather today. And the obvious key message is to get the warnings. And obviously, phones are critical. We love it if you have our app on your phone, the Alabama Weather Network app. The warning pushes are just great. But that weather radio is critical, having a weather radio in your home. It's like a smoke alarm in your home for a tornado. That will get your attention. And it's old school, but it's good school. We have one, and if we have one, you need one. So maybe we punch up that Mobile camera, Bill, just out of curiosity, just to see what that looks like. Again, this stuff's not severe coming into Mobile. It's just a lot of rain. Mobile up toward Pritchard, Saraland, Bucks, Axis, Creola, just pouring right now. And again, that's rain coming across the northern end of the Delta, heavy rain falling over northern Baldwin County, heavy rain coming into Monroe County. And again, there's nothing severe at all. This is just basically a lot of rain. And again, there's that one little flashing, tiny, teeny tornado warning for the far, far northwestern corner of Clark County. And again, I don't expect that to last much longer. The rotation is broad, it's ill-defined, and it's going to be crossing into Marengo. And again, based on the current radar projection, I don't think we're going to see much there. Oh, yeah. All right, so here we go. This is downtown Mobile, looking back off to the west. And the one thing you're going to see with all of our storms today is a shelf cloud. Shelf clouds are on the leading edge of a storm. Shelf clouds have nothing to do with a tornado. They have nothing to do with a wall cloud. That's on the leading edge of a storm. Almost every summer storm in Alabama has a dramatic shelf cloud, and they can look creepy, but a creepy cloud doesn't make a storm severe. So again, that is a shelf cloud coming into Mobile, and that's basically just a lot of rain. That's going to start pouring in downtown Mobile pretty soon here. This is the Skycam on top of the Renaissance in downtown Mobile, and really not seeing that much in the way of lightning. Out ahead of that, we've got gradient winds gusting to 40. Now, that's on top of that big building. The winds are not that strong down below. But again, with a dew point of 74, all of these today will be very efficient rain producers. The PW values are very high, precipitable water. So they're going to drop a lot of water in a very short amount of time. So again, that's a look at our shelf cloud coming into downtown Mobile. And for many of you, you're going to see a shelf cloud today. But remember, again, leading edge of a storm, almost every storm has them. So this is from Marengo County. This is south of Demopolis. This is at Jefferson on the Alabama Public Television Tower. Jefferson is on Highway 28. Between the Rooster Bridge and Linden. And again, we had access to all of these Alabama Public Television towers, which is amazing. We have cameras on all of them statewide. And again, that's kind of looking south into the storm that is coming through extreme South Marengo County. And again, we just don't see any sign of any problems from that. But again, that's a good look from our Marengo County Skycam at Jefferson. Of course, we have one also at Demopolis. But again, if you're just joining us, let me kind of explain why we're here. It's 10:13 on a Friday morning. And I'm wearing some different clothes today because I was just doing a school program and just walked in the studio here, which is fine. I don't look good in a suit. It's a bad look for me. I say this all the time. I look like a funeral home director or a banker. And not that there's anything wrong with those occupations. It's great. But it's just, I'm more of a cargo shorts kind of guy like this. But anyway, we just went right on. And this storm has prompted that small tornado warning. So let's go back and look at the velocity. And again, the velocity tells the story. And we'll see what that looks like. And I would imagine it's probably a little noisy, but we'll see. So, Bill, if we can check the velocity one time on our storm here, that is, yeah, it's noisy. It's spinning. There's broad rotation there, but it's not your classic tornado signature. The colors are not that hot. Velocity's not that high. And again, remember now, we got the beam way off the ground here. These beams are 5, 6, 7, 8,000 feet in through here from Mobile and Birmingham. But again, that'll be crossing over into Marengo County. This is Highway 43 right here. Dixon's Mills is here. This community up here is called Octagon, not Polygon, but Octagon, okay, in Marengo County. That's Alabama Highway 10, Sweetwater. And the one thing about it, most schools are out. Most schools are done. The Birmingham City schools, where I was today, they've got a few more days left, but most schools are done for the year. And so we're not having to worry about the kids in school buildings. We're worried about the kids that are home today, and that most folks are home. We got the holiday weekend coming up. Everything is kind of scaling down this time of the year, winding down after the busy school year. But Sweetwater High School, that's a great place down here. Been down there many, many, many times. That's Highway 69 right here. 69 runs from Linden down to Coffeyville. And again, it kind of rides on the east bank of the Tombigbee River. 69 is a great road. You ought to travel 69 one day from Jackson to Guntersville. You will learn about the people and the culture of this state if you travel some of these long state highways, and 69 is a good one. But again, we're kind of watching the new volume scans coming in here, and let me pull up, we'll look at the Birmingham chat. We're on Slack with the Weather Service offices in Birmingham and Mobile. And again, Daniel Martin, he's on the warning desk at the Weather Service in Birmingham, and again, he's saying what we've been telling you. The circulation has weakened on the last couple of scans, and he has a warning drawn up for Marengo just in case, but that rotation does not meet warning thresholds, and he is so right. Let's go to Bibb County, Bill, just for the fun of it. Just look at what's coming through Bibb. Let's keep the velocity up, too. Don't see anything there. Maybe right here. Yeah, let's look.
Sorry about that. Hang on a second.
Look right there. That's coming through North Bibb. This is, and that's broad. There's nothing to that. That's no tornado signature there at all. Just there was some attention. There's a little chatter about some broad rotation here, and that there's a little inflow notch, and it's in an area where you've got good inflow from the south. That's about to cross Highway 5 north of West Blockton. Woodstock, Green Pond here. But again, go back to the velocity, and again, that's not a tornado signature at that point. It's just very, very, very broad. That will not be warned unless something changes. And again, these things are going to come and go today. It's going to be what kind of a day is it, Bill? Whack-a-mole. We call these days whack-a-mole days. It's challenging. And it is true, even though there's nothing to this, understand that circulation is going to come up toward the Birmingham metro. So again, obviously, we'll watch carefully. And again, it doesn't matter if populated, not populated. We watch all this stuff. But again, this broad rotation is kind of coming up toward the Birmingham metro. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Let's look north of Birmingham while we've got the Birmingham radar up, Bill, and see what's happening up there. Just a lot of rain. It's pouring. Northern Jefferson County, Gardendale, Mount Olive, Morris, Kimberly, Warrior. Heavy rain falling at Graysville, Interstate 22, West Jefferson. And again, just a lot of rain here, mostly rain, hardly any thunder and lightning. Most of the lightning output is down here in that storm complex that's near Lakeview, where Tuscaloosa, Bibb, and Jefferson counties all come together, and Shelby. And we'll watch that carefully. So let's go back down to our one little bitty teeny weeny polygon. We have only one, and that's the reason we're here, and it's in the extreme northwestern corner of Clark County. That doesn't meet warning criteria for Birmingham. And again, once that thing gets out of Clark County, that warning will go away. But again, technically for a few more minutes, we've got that tornado warning in effect for just a tiny, tiny part of Clark County near the Marengo County line, Highway 69 below Putnam. North of Campbell there around Morven. So we'll see how this thing behaves, but it has been behaving nicely so far. Again, the other good news, in case you've not heard this, the Storm Prediction Center has decided not to issue a tornado watch. They had a coordination call, and they do. They listen to the local offices, and the local offices have input. And between everybody on the conference call, and this is not involving the media, we're not in on those, but I think they made a great call not to issue a tornado watch. I just don't think you need one today. Could there be a little tornado somewhere? Yes. But it's not especially likely, and for a tornado watch, those need to be issued when a tornado is likely somewhere. So again, I think that's a good call today. And this is still tornado season. People need to be reminded of that. Our tornado season here runs from November through May. And we're right at the tail end of the tornado season. We're at May 22nd here. But we've had some pretty rough tornadoes in this state in late May. Bill mentioned May 27th to 73, the horrible Greensboro, Brent Centerville tornado. Center Point had a tornado that night. So, but again, this will be nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that. So again, here at 10:20, very broad rotation, about to cross out of Clark County into southwest Marengo County, close to Highway 69, just a little to the southeast of Putnam. And that does not meet warning criteria. And again, once the Weather Service believes that broad rotation is out of Clark, the warning will go away. Birmingham is not going to issue a new warning because it doesn't meet their criteria. And again, we will be without any active tornado warnings at this point. So,
yeah, they went special weather statement on the Marengo County side.
Yeah, there's no need for a tornado warning there. Again, what Kevin Laws has done there is just tremendous. Kevin is the Science Operations Officer. His implementation of the warning plan for Birmingham, it's been a beautiful thing. And I think Kevin can really help nationwide the Weather Service be more efficient, reducing the number of false alarms while maintaining a high POD. POD is probability of detection. You want to keep that high and the false alarm ratio low. But that's a little broad rotation that we've been looking at here. This is along Highway 5 near the community of North Bibb, Woodstock, Green Pond. And that'll be kind of riding up Interstate 5920 up toward McCalla and Bessemer. And we'll see if anything happens with that. Looks like it's not at this point.
And that's
got
a new
flash flood warning. Yeah, we've got a flash flood warning for parts of southwest Alabama. No tornado warning here. But let's look at this new warning. This is going to be a flash flood warning in effect for parts of Mobile County, and probably for this whole line here. These are really, really efficient rain producers here. And this is the flash flood warning polygon here, correct? Bill, is that
That's right, it goes until 1:30.
Okay, so the flash flood warning polygon is basically in effect for from north of downtown Mobile, around Creola, across the Delta into parts of northern Baldwin County here. And this is basically a bunch of swamp. This is the Delta. This is where the Tombigbee and the Alabama come together to form the Mobile River. And you see why, Bill. That's the amount of rain that's fallen in that zone. This has been over 5 inches of rain here. There's 7. And these are radar estimates. But based on that tremendous amount of rain here, you can see why there's a flash flood warning. And again, this does not include the city of Mobile. It's just a small part of Mobile and Baldwin counties for that very concentrated axis of extremely heavy rain, 5 to 7.5 inches in through there. Just tremendous. And of course, all that water is going to flow right down the Delta, right down into Mobile Bay. So that's our flash flood warning for a small part of northern Baldwin and northeastern Mobile counties. So let's go back to our little spinner that is on the Marengo-Clark County line down here below Sweetwater. And that warning will be going away very quickly. And again, just reading some of the text products coming from the Weather Service offices. Weather Service in Mobile, a little more concerned about flooding and that these storms are kind of training over the same areas, which I think really is the bigger concern. And we got another rotation down here that's southwest of that one, but it's the same thing. These things, they pop up for a couple of volume scans and they just go away. They're having a hard time maintaining themselves, and the dynamics really just don't support anything. And again, there's nothing to this one here. I mean, technically, we've still got that polygon there, but again, the rotation is just gone. And a new one is formed down to the southwest of that, down the Tombigbee on the Clark County side. And again, this is Highway 69. This is Coffeyville right there. And that rotation that's north of Coffeyville, we'll kind of keep an eye on that. But I think what you need to do is watch a couple of volume scans, because these things, they flare and they go just like that. And you can't issue a tornado warning for a tornado that's down for 30 seconds or a minute if anything is down at all. And we have had no reports, zero, to my knowledge, of any damage today with any of this stuff. And we trust me, I totally understand the societal impact when a tornado warning is issued. People have to alter their lifestyles in a radical way. I mean, you're going into your safe place, you're putting on a helmet. If you're in a car, you're going to some gas station or some place that can serve as a shelter. If you're in a trailer, you're getting out of the trailer. Where there's a hospital, they're stopping a lot of procedures. Listen, we understand the societal impact, and you don't want to issue tornado warnings when you really don't need one. So again, with these kind of things today, we need some consistency in depth with these rotations for tornado warnings to be issued here. The greater concern, I think, it's going to be some flooding issues here. All right, so Bill, if we can, let's go back to the state. I want to look at the whole state because we get focused on this little spot here and just put reflectivity on for the whole state so you can see what's happening here. So there you go. We've got just rain for the northern part of the state up here. There's some thunder and lightning, nothing severe. We've got some heavier rain right down Highway 43, Utah, down to Demopolis. No sign of any severe weather there. Heavy rain from around Frisco City down to about Atmore. And again, right down Highway 21 here, no sign of anything severe. We have a flash flood warning for a small part of Mobile and Baldwin counties here. They've seen rain amounts over 5, 6, 7 inches in that spot. That's the reason for the warning there. We've got some heavier rain coming into downtown Mobile. And again, we've been watching the shelf cloud down there, but again, there's no sign of any problems. The only warning, and the reason we're here, is that tiny, tiny, tiny little polygon that is over the northwestern corner of Clark County, and that rotation has gone away. It's gone. Technically, the warning goes away in 3 minutes. It's 10:27. So that'll be off the board here soon, and as of 10:30, we'll have no warnings in effect. So what we're going to do today, and we're not going to stay here on the air, and again, I say this all the time, we don't like to just sit here and listen to ourselves lip flap when there's nothing going on. You don't need that. We have a lot of elements on the network that people like to watch. We'll get back to that here shortly. But if anything, another warning does pop up. Well, Bill's here, I'm here, I'm going nowhere. No gym today, Bill. I'm staying right here. I looked at the gym schedule. It was pretty rough today.
It might be a good day to miss, James.
It was, it was a rough day on Wednesday, but a good day. They're all good days. But we're going to be right here and, again, watching this stuff like a hawk. And if we need to come back live, we'll come back live. But let's look at our little spinner down here.
Sorry, James.
Yeah, this one right here. The one that's where Jefferson, Bibb, Tuscaloosa come together. We'll take a look at the BMX radar and just see if there's anything there. And again, you can see just that broad rotation. I mean, that's broad. That's no tornado, nothing dangerous. And again, we'll just watch for trends, and we'll see if it tries to ramp up at all. If it, of course, that's going to come up into the Birmingham metro. But I want to stress there is zero evidence of any tornado problem here, any high winds, large hail, nothing like that. There's no warnings. And again, we're basically warning free as of about 1 minute from now. This is the Skycam from Birmingham. Now that's looking back to the west. Bill's got it pointed to the west. And again, that's your shelf cloud. That's the leading edge of the heavier rain coming into Birmingham. It's like the shelf cloud we saw at Mobile. Down below, that's Interstate 65 right here. And again, yeah, there we go. And again, just a good old-fashioned shelf cloud. Nothing to do with a tornado. Nothing to do with a wall cloud. And again, that'll be coming right into Birmingham. Just some good old-fashioned rain at this point. And I know it's hardly inconvenient, but it's rain that we need. And again, I want to stress for people that are trying to plan these outdoor events, it will not rain all day. We'll have a pretty good break, I think, for a lot of folks this afternoon, hopefully to get some softball, baseball in. I know it's SEC tournament time. Alabama's got the Super Regionals in Tuscaloosa, the softball team. It will not rain all day. We'll get the games in. You just have to be very patient with us. And I think today we'll offer the highest coverage of these. We'll have them around tomorrow and Sunday, but probably not as many. They'll be more scattered in nature. There's that heavy rain in Greene County, Utah, right down the Black Warrior, down to Forkland and Demopolis. Heavy rain around Gallion, down toward Providence in Marengo County. And again, that's just good old-fashioned rain. A lot of thunder and lightning. I'd say this is the most active lightning segment we have right here. It's the line of storms on the Warrior River on the Greene-Hale County line. But again, let's go back just to confirm. It's 10:30 and the warning is, well, it'll go away here in a minute. It's 10:30. The warning will expire. And let's look at our velocity just for the heck of it, and there's nothing there. And again, same thing with this one down here. It's like the other ones we've seen. It flares for a couple of volume scans and it goes away. So this warning is gone. The polygon is over. We have no active polygons anywhere in the state right now. So that's the good news. So what we're going to do is kind of phase into back to our regular programming on the Weather Network. And if you're new here, listen, you might be watching on Facebook or YouTube. Our app also offers this live stream. And with that app, it's an incredible resource. Every camera we have, tornado warning out of Mobile.
Yep. Baldwin, Clark, and
that's going to be for
Mobile.
the southern rotation down there north of Coffeyville. And again, this is a culture thing, and I'm not trying to say who's right and who's wrong. I'm not. But different Weather Service offices have a different culture about issuing tornado warnings. And so Mobile covers Clark County, and they decided to pull the trigger on another warning here. So let's go back up, Bill, to the tornado warning that is in northern Clark County, and this is for broad rotation that is about 6 miles north of Coffeyville. All right, and we'll put on the Mobile radar and we'll check the velocity. And again, you'll see, again, we've been watching that. There's no doubt that we've had rotation there. But if it behaves like the other ones we've seen, that rotation lasts for just a very short amount of time and it's gone. We've had no reports of damage anywhere today. But again, this is what's got this warning going right here. And this is east of the Tom Bigby, north of Coffeyville. And again, to get your bearings straight, that's Alabama Highway 69 right there. 69 runs from Coffeyville up to Linden. And this polygon is small. And once again, I want to stress, it does not include Thomasville. It does not include Grove Hill. It does not include Jackson. Anybody on US 43. It's in effect for a relatively small rural part of northern Clark County, which is why we're here. This is what we do. And so we'll stay with this as long as we got a tornado warning polygon in effect, and we do. So, and again, we've had 0 reports of damage. None. 0. With these little spinners that have been spinning up like this over Wayne County, Mississippi. We had one over Choctaw County, Alabama. We've had these over northwestern Clark County, but again, they've just not produced a tornado to our knowledge. But again, based on that velocity couplet, they're going to issue the warning. So this warning is in effect
until 11.
Till 11 for 27 minutes. Bill, let's look just real quick around Brookside, northwest of Birmingham. Daniel down at the Weather Service says he's watching a little spinner there. Yeah, this thing right here. And again, you just can't issue tornado warnings for these things. It makes no sense to do that. There's absolutely nothing going on, no reports of any issues. But again, that's just a little spinny spot. It's just a day of these small-scale spinnies. And again, that'll be crossing over Highway 31 north of Gardendale. And again, I stress, there's no tornado here, okay? We're just looking at very broad rotation from the storm that you see right here. That's around Cardiff and Brookside. And that is north of Interstate 22. That'll be coming up on 65 and 31. Main thing is just a lot of rain with that. And again, we could see all of these will be very efficient rain producers today, very efficient. So again, maybe we can check our Skycam from Region Center looking in that direction, Bill. The nice thing having these cameras, you can just take a look at it. Forget the radar, forget models, just look out the window. I say that all the time. That's the first thing you want to do is look out the window when these things are happening here. And we'll take a look at that together. And again, I want to stress, there's no tornado warning for any part of the Birmingham metro. We're just watching this very broad rotation near Brookside, north of Interstate 22, kind of approaching Gardendale. Yeah, there we go, good shot. And again, you can't see anything here. This is looking north from the top of Region Center in downtown Birmingham. BJCC complex here, that's Legacy Arena. You've got Protective Stadium back over here, Coca-Cola Amphitheater here. And again, that storm is right in this area, right in through here. Just very broad rotation. So we see nothing of any interest there. So let's go back down to Clark County. And again, we're going to stay with this for another 30-minute segment here because of this. This is a tornado warning that is in effect for northwestern Clark. And again, the larger cities in Clark County are along US 43. Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson. I had a great time in Thomasville. Not that long ago, did a program at the public library. Wonderful, wonderful turnout. That was so good. Great people. And again, I know that you're probably have some anxiety looking at this. And I will say on the last volume scan, we're starting to see a little brighter colors in here, indicating that maybe it's ramping up. And again, we'll watch the trends. But the polygon, as you can see, not even close to Thomasville, not even close to Thomasville. And again, if by chance that circulation continues on that same track, that'll be passing north of Thomasville, south of Dixon's Mills, near the Marengo-Clark County line on US 43 right here. And again, we'll just kind of keep a close eye on that. The circulation is right on Alabama Highway 69, I'd say about 8 miles north of Coffeyville. 8 miles north of Coffeyville in Clark County. We've got a potential tornadic circulation here, moving off to the northeast. And again, the original circulation that was up here, that just totally fizzed. It's gone. The one that moved into North Marengo County. So we will be watching carefully our Skywatcher Slack session. We have Slack sessions open with Weather Service offices all over the country, really, and our own Skywatchers here. And it's a great resource for us. We like to kind of go there first, and that we know that our Skywatchers are good. Some of these knuckleheads on the open socials, they'll try and prank you a little bit, show an old picture from 20 years ago. Look at this tornado here. No, don't do that. I'm old, but I'm pretty astute here. I can figure out a prank pretty quickly here. Again, the open socials are very helpful, and we're thankful. And 99% of the content is just great. But there's always Bill a jabroni in every crowd that tries to game the system. And
you are exactly right.
At my ripe old age, this ain't my first rodeo here. I know how to take care of those clowns. Again, I'm also going to share we're live on Twitter. The nice thing about what we do here is the fact that we're live on basically every social platform. And that enables us to reach a whole lot of people. A lot of people prefer to watch on the socials, which is great. We're here. Some people watch on a computer. They're old school computer web, alabamaweathernetwork.com. Many people watch on the app, but we love it how people just watch on television now. You don't need some kind of antenna or anything. Just install the Alabama Weather Network app, YouTube, Roku, Amazon Prime, or Amazon Fire. And even if you can't find it for some reason, it's always on YouTube. Everybody's got a YouTube app. But again, very broad rotations. North Jefferson County, not of any concern at this point. Just basically the concern there, it's a lot of rain. And again, these are very efficient rain producers. What you got on WEX 05?
James, this is from Isney in southwest Alabama, just as the storm came across the Mississippi border from John Odom. And he said he actually saw a small spin up. And I may have some video there. So he may have seen a small spin up as that storm came across the border from Wayne County, Mississippi.
Now, we're getting weird now. Hey, I'm seeing two James Spanns here. We're in the weird zone
now.
I
can't do two things at once. Sorry about that. I'll put you back on the air here so you can talk about the couplet, and I'll see if I can get John's video.
Our normal director's out of town today.
You got a one-man band over here. It's
so
hard.
Ryan is out of town, and you got and Ryan is the master of the button press, and so you've got us guys doing button pressing, which can be dangerous. So again, the reason we're here, it's a very broad rotation. I say broad, possible tornadic circulation on Highway 69, about 8 miles north of Coffeyville. And this is in the northwestern corner of Clark County, Alabama. This is well to the west of Thomasville. This is Thomasville here. This is US 43. This is the split. Alabama Highway 5 goes off here to Pine Hill. US 43 goes up north toward Linden here. That's Alabama Highway 25 going up toward Vineland and Thomaston and Fawnsdale. So if we can, Bill, let's stop the looping here for just a second, and we'll just kind of let it sit on the most recent volume scan. And again, this possible rotation about 8 to 10 miles north of Coffeyville, kind of riding up this little segment of Alabama Highway 69 coming up toward the community of Campbell. And again, I know that if you're in this part of Clark County, you're very aggravated because you've had multiple tornado warnings today. Just see a note from John Talbot here. You have a jackknifed 18-wheeler on 59 southbound in Bessemer. All southbound lanes are blocked at this time. So just that's the great thing about the Skywatcher chat. If there's something going on, we'll know about it because of people like John Talbot. John is, we call him the sheriff. He's been with us volunteering for a long time. But again, for those that might be traveling to the Birmingham Metro, Interstate 59 southbound, all lanes are blocked at this time because of a jackknifed 18-wheeler in Bessemer. So just be aware of that.
And a report of a tree down on a power line from Centerpoint Fire, James, on Sweeney Hollow Road, so in northeast Jefferson County.
Okay.
Not from anything very serious that's going on up there, but we do have that report to us, and that's your northern Jefferson look right there. We'll give you a reflectivity view just so you can kind of see what's going on, and I'll loop that over the last 30 minutes so we can go back and see what's been happening in that area. This is the Birmingham radar. Obviously, really just some showers lifting through that area, so probably just a weakened tree limb that might have caused that problem.
Watching a lot of reports coming in from Weather Service offices. And again, this is not at the surface. This is mid-level circulation. No, that's fine. Let's go back down to this one. I'm just saying, the one north of Birmingham, that broad rotation, it's mid-level and it's not surface-based. There's no tornado at this point. Just something to watch. This is the only tornado warning we have in the entire state for northwestern Clark County. And that is in effect until 11. And this one's hanging in there like a
hair on a biscuit.
Hair on a biscuit.
I had that one on my bingo card today.
Again, the history of these today, they ramped up for a few volume scans and they just fizzle. Like this one up here just fizzled. And I would imagine this will be fizzling too at some point. But again, we don't want anybody traveling on Highway 69 between Putnam and Coffeyville in Marengo and Clark counties. Again, even if it's a small EF0, trust me, you don't want to be in a car if that crosses your path. That's not a good mix. And again, last volume scan looks like it's ramped back down again. And I think that will probably be the trend, is for this thing to ramp back down, which is good. And again, we're noticing that these circulations in Clark County do have a little deviant motion to the right, moving a little to the right of the mean flow. The flow would typically push them northeast. These are kind of moving more due east. And again, that's if they can do that, that would actually increase the chance of maybe them producing a tornado. We'll just kind of see how it all goes here. And let's see here. I'm watching all these different reports coming in. But I've just seen, Bill, you've really had the only damage that I've seen is that what you showed there a few minutes ago.
And here's some video from John that he sent in as that storm was moving through Isney. So I don't know if we'll see anything here, but definitely a lot of rain, a lot of wind that was moving through earlier. And James, I assume I'm pronouncing that right. I know.
Yeah, it's a little small town in Choctaw County. Lovely people. Choctaw County's got some marvelous people.
But you really can see the reflectivity beginning to come up on that cell there in northern Clark County. So, as we go through the heating of the day, James, the instability levels are going to be, rising out ahead of these storms. So they're going to have more energy to work with. Right,
and surface heating adds to the buoyancy of the atmosphere, where air parcels can rise easier, and that often is why we focus on the late afternoon and evening hours sometimes for the intensity. So let's go back to the links boxes here. We'll put that behind me and take a look at our storm. Again, it's just broad, not especially tight. It's not very, very close to not meeting warning criteria here, but still, if you're in Campbell, along Highway 69 here in northwestern Clark County, just stay sheltered for another 10, 12 minutes. I know it is not what you want to do for fun on a Friday, and many folks are out of school. For many folks, this is the first day out of school, and this should be a day of having fun, getting packed, go to the beach, and all this stuff, and you're having to deal with this. But it can happen. This is still tornado season in Alabama, and again, we don't expect this to be a big, severe weather day. We do not. And again, the Storm Prediction Center looked at issuing a tornado watch, but after coordinating with local offices, they decided not to do that, and I think that's the right call. Looks like we might have a new flash flood warning, or maybe it's the same one.
I I think it's a new one.
Yeah, it's a
James.
new one.
It goes a little further back into the city of Mobile, back through the Saraland area.
Yeah, let's take a look at the new flash flood warning. This is in effect for parts of Mobile County, and it's for this big mess of rain right here. I mean, it's pouring. I mean, it is pouring. I mean, this is a torrential downpour. You know, cow peeing on a flat rock kind of thing. This is the kind of thing where you can have some flooding real quick. Again, that's Interstate 65 and US 43 Creola here. And again, down towards Satsuma, Saraland, just pouring. So the flash flood warning, it basically starts around the airport and the campus of the University of South Alabama, up into the northern part of Mobile County for those communities along US 43 north of Mobile, Saraland, Satsuma, Bucks, Axis, Creola. And that heavy rain will be ultimately shifting over here into the northern part of Baldwin County. Got some pretty good rain falling now around Stockton, north of Interstate 65. So again, but that's just torrential rain here. The rain rates have to be tremendous. And again, we've seen dew points of 76, 77 down here feeding into that. So again, tremendous downpour is the main concern for southwest Alabama, the flooding potential, especially north of downtown Mobile with those storms. So let's go back to our storm that is in Clark County. Again, we'll continue to bounce back and forth between these problem spots as long as we're here live. And the main reason we're here, it's this thing. We have a very small tornado warning polygon for a very small part of northwest Clark County. And again, Thomasville here, Grove Hill down here, Marengo County up here, that's Dixon's Mills, this is Sweetwater. And again, you can see it's getting noisy. That's not really a classic tornado look, and that's what these things have been doing. They ramp up for a couple of volume scans, they go right back down. Like this thing coming up on Sweetwater. It's trying to rotate, but it's just not having a really hard time doing that, and that is not a tornado signature, and quite frankly, that's not a tornado signature at this point. So again, the warning technically goes for another 13 minutes, but again, if this trend keeps up, the news is good, is really good. But like Bill talked about, as these move through the state during the course of the day today, we'll be watching for trends, and we'll just see how they behave. We hope they behave nicely. We do not expect any long-track tornadoes today. We don't expect any strong, violent tornadoes today. If we have them at all, they'll be short-lived, which are very problematic for us to warn you about those things. They're down for a few minutes, they go back up. The whole process is very challenging, and again, we'll just have to keep an eagle eye on these things. We are at 10:48. James Spann with Bill Murray at the Alabama Weather Network in Studio A. We are working a few tornado warning polygons that have been issued for the southwestern part of the state. We've had a warning earlier for parts of Choctaw County. The last couple of warnings have been for northwestern Clark County. And that's about it. We've had little spots that have tried to spin, but they're just having a hard time. And again, if anything, this circulation might be trying to redevelop back to the southwest. And the question we have to ask ourselves, are we going to try and catch every little spinner today? And that's a culture question that involves Weather Service policy and procedure for issuing warnings. Every office is different. But for now, we still have technically a tornado warning for northwestern Clark County in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. There's no warning for any other part of the state. Any other part of the state, no warnings at this time. So that's a situation here at 10:49. Oh, you guys are on WhatsApp. I see. I get so many notifications. It's always hard to see, to tell which one of these platforms they're on. We use we use them all really, but we're just checking with some of the folks that are out in the field. All right, so this is the big picture, and I like that. So heavier rain north of Birmingham, North Jefferson County. The main concern here is flooding. No sign of any tornadoes, no sign of any damaging wind or large hail, just heavy rain north of Birmingham, northern Jefferson County. Morgan, Limestone, Colbert, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Winston, that's just rain. Nothing severe at all. We've got heavier rain falling in the eastern part of Monroe County, to the east of Monroeville, coming into Conecuh County. That's a heavier rain band. Will be coming into Evergreen here soon. We've got flash flood warnings in effect from just north and west of downtown Mobile up into northern Baldwin County. Some folks have seen 6-7 inches of rain in those narrow bands down here. It's pouring now at Creola, Satsuma, Saraland, Bucks, Axis, places like that. I mean, it is really coming down, and that's a very valid flash flood warning. Heavy rain falling in parts of western Hale County, and that's come out of Greene County. And again, no sign of any tornado activity, no sign of any real problem there other than heavy rain, maybe some flooding issues. And again, I just stress that's it, that one little bitty tiny polygon that you see in the northwest corner of Clark County. That is the only warning we have that's in effect for the entire state. And again, that circulation has looked very ill-defined in recent volume scans, and I would imagine that, again, they'll let this one go for sure here in 9 minutes at 11 o'clock. It's 10:51. And we'll see if they can find another one and maybe issue another warning. But again, I just don't think we'll have another warning after 11 for what's going on currently. But as Bill pointed out, it's 10:51. Later today, temperatures will rise into the 80s over here where there's been no rain. And it could be the better chance of heavier storms kind of shifting into East Alabama later today. All of this is rain-cooled and becoming stable here on the western side of the state. So we'll see if storms can start to gather some strength and intensity going into East Alabama this afternoon. So, Bill, let's go back to our little spinner that's trying over northwestern Clark. And we'll go back to the Mobile radar. And again, you can see there's broad circulation here, very broad. And what this thing is doing is kind of back building. The original circulation went away. Another one's tried to form back here to the southwest of the original circulation. And that polygon is about as teeny-weeny as it ever gets. The town of Campbell, Alabama, you're about it. And again, that's right on Highway 69. This is in extreme northwestern Clark County. This is the county line here. This is Marengo. This is Clark. Again, Sweetwater is up here. Dixon's Mills is right here. And again, that's developed back to the southwest of the original circulation. And that's the way these things are going to go. It's the old whack-a-mole game. And the first one that came out of Clark, that really fizzled in Marengo. There's no issues there. So we'll get the warning. We'll hold on to this thing until 11 for about 7-8 more minutes. And hopefully we'll be able to take a little break and let you see some of the regular programming here. But the nice thing about this, the only programming we're cutting off, it's our programming, weather. You know, so it's not like the old days of television. We have to worry about cutting off American Idol or Freak of the Week or whatever. I mean, this is us, and it's just been a joy. This whole thing has been an absolute joy.
And James, Chris Mann is in that storm at McCalla, so he's got a great look at it. No problems there, but it's got a little bit of structure on it. Not anything to worry about, but he's got great eyes on it. So I can see his view over here in Video Ninja, so I can see him and I'm communicating with him. So he's keeping an eye on that cell as well. But you can see no real rotation in that. As it comes into McAdory and McCall, it'll be moving into Bessemer as well.
Just a bunch of noise, and that's what we like to see. No issues at all for what's coming into the Birmingham metros. So again, let's go back to our one storm. We're down to about 5 minutes left here, 5-6 minutes left. And again, the thing keeps back building back here. And again, you can see there's evidence of this thing trying to spin. And again, it's near the community of Campbell, but that's pretty broad. Again, the radar beam is high. We don't exactly know what's going on down at the surface with the radar beam so high. And again, this is about halfway between the Mobile and Birmingham radars. You kind of, the view is not that good. But again, for another 5 minutes, in fact, you can see the wind velocities coming up a little bit on that last volume scan. If you're in the community of Campbell, you want to stay sheltered. Small room, lowest floor near the center, no windows. Helmet. That's a big, important part of your severe weather plan. It's having a helmet for everybody. Most people that are seriously injured or lose their life in a tornado, it's blunt force trauma above the shoulders. And by putting on a simple bike helmet, a batting helmet, football helmet, motorcycle helmet, that increases your chance of surviving in such a very large way. And that's a critical part of any tornado plan. So be sure you got that helmet on if you're in a polygon at any time. That's just critical. I've talked to so many clinicians over the years that have treated trauma victims after tornadoes, and they say the same thing. That is a big deal. UAB did a very good bit of research on it about 10, 12 years ago, and so that is a big deal. So the only tornado warning we have in the entire state, it's a tiny polygon in northwestern Clark County in the community of Campbell. And again, that's we'll just see at 11 o'clock. The Weather Service in Mobile wants to try and extend this thing out again. They've been doing that for the last hour or so. They've been warning for all these little rotations on radar. And we'll see what they do with that here in a few minutes. It's 10:55. It's about 5 minutes away from decision time. But again, the velocities did come up a little bit in the last volume scan. The colors are brighter, which means the velocities are a smidgen higher there. Again, I'm getting so many questions from people wanting to know about events. Will it be a washout? Mostly beach questions. And I'm telling you, they look at these stock apps on their phone and they believe it's going to rain all day and all night, every day, all weekend, all next week. And that's not true. Apps are horrible like that and leading you down a bad path. The weather looks pretty good on the Gulf Coast. There's nothing going on right now on the Gulf Coast. It's fine. Could it rain? Sure. There's a chance of a shower every day in the summer, but there's no evidence of any washout, widespread rain, nothing like that. Go have a great time. Weather looks very routine for late May, Gulf Shores to Panama City Beach. Just don't let the apps of doom scare you. That's the one thing. In the summer, apps can lead you down a bad path because in the summer, convection, the storms are random, they're scattered. We don't know in advance where they pop up, when they pop up. You have to watch radar trends. And when you're trying to make a decision for you and your family, whether it's recreational or something else, you need good information. And often you have to go past that app of doom and actually read a little discussion or maybe watch a little longer form video that we produce that kind of explains the possibilities of what could happen. So anyway, that's a sermon for another day. All right, we're at 10:57. We're 3 minutes away from the top of the hour. And the reason we're here, it's a tornado warning for northwestern Clark. We've also got flash flood warnings down here for parts of Mobile and Baldwin counties. Torrential rain falling north of Mobile, up across the northern part of the Delta. And again, no concern with any tornadoes down here. Let's pop on the reflectivity real quick. And again, you can see that tremendous rain that's falling. Again, right on top of the northern Delta. All that stuff's coming down the Mobile River, the Middle River, the Tensas. It's just huge amounts of rain. And again, there could easily be some flooding. This is the intersection of Interstate 65 and US 43 at Creola right here. And again, the
tornado warning coming out for Clark, James.
Okie doke. So again, the Weather Service in Mobile, they're going to stay with it. They believe that they just want to stay with it for a while longer. So again, a new tornado warning is going to come out that will replace this one.
It had a 90-knot couplet on it just a second ago.
Yeah, the wind has, I will say this, that the velocities have come up. You can see the brighter colors in through here. So again, the new tornado warning is until 11:30. And we'll get the new polygon is going to display here in just a second. And again, we've had no confirmed reports of any damage, none, zero. All right. So, and again, this looks almost identical to the first one we had about an hour ago. I mean, I promise, we're showing you different, fresh graphics. They just look the same because these things have been stuck in the same area. I mean, literally, we had a tornado warning in this spot an hour ago that looked just like that. And again, I stress, if you're over here in Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson, this is nowhere close to you. This is far, far west of Thomasville. And again, the community of Campbell, right here on Highway 69, that's the closest community to the signature here that we've got. And again, that'll be moving. If it stays on the true vector here, it's going to move northeast, but we've seen this kind of a deviant motion where it's moving more to the east than northeast. So, but still, whatever, it's not in a hurry to move. That's the one thing about it. It's not moving very quickly at all. The Weather Service has this thing moving at 15 miles an hour. It's just creeping. For an Alabama storm, that is very, very slow forward motion. So it's moving at 15 miles per hour. Again, we'll just see if it goes away, and I think it will. Remember, we're not expecting long-track tornadoes today. We're not. We're expecting short-lived, brief spin-ups that come and go. We do not have a tornado watch. The Storm Prediction Center opted not to issue a tornado watch, and I think that's a great call. I would say for any one given spot, the chance of a tornado is just tiny today. Could there be a few? Sure. Again, maybe one here. But so we have no tornado watch, but we do have a few spots where we've seen this consistent rotation where they're trying to spin. And again, that one right there is the reason for this new warning. So again, there's your warning. until 11:30. And it's the same thing, nobody driving along Highway 69 between Coffeyville and Putnam. That's the object of the game here. We don't want anybody in a car. And if you are in this small polygon, I would say the population is very low, but it doesn't matter. Every human life is precious. I don't care where you live. You need to be sheltered. That would be a small room, lowest floor, small room like hall, closet, bathroom. You don't have to be underground. Lowest floor, near the center, as many walls between you and the tornado as you can, and pop a helmet on and stay away from windows. And we'll get past this pretty quickly. You know what's going to happen, Bill? Now that they issued the warning, it's going to go, it'll just fade like that. I mean, you know, that's the way it works sometimes. So again, looking at a gazillion reports and questions here.
And James, over North Alabama, the rainfall totals are really starting to ramp up. So over the past 48 hours, we've seen some 5 and 6 inch amounts over parts of Marshall and Jackson counties. So I would, you know, we've got an aerial flood watch in effect for parts of you know, for all of Coleman, Marshall, Jackson, and DeKalb counties until Saturday morning. And I would expect that we might have some flash flood warnings coming eventually. Our convection allowing models are showing that, you know, an axis of thunderstorms is going to develop later this afternoon, later this morning into this afternoon over this part of Alabama. So we want our friends up here to, you know, be especially vigilant. Remember, you know, we have several maxims we talk about in the Weather Enterprise, and one of those is turn around, don't drown. And please take that seriously, especially as we're beginning to transition, hopefully, from, you know, drought to more normal conditions. You know, you forget about you got to get somewhere. You're in a hurry. It's inconvenient, but, you know, do not drive through standing or rushing water. It is just too dangerous. And way too often, the biggest thing we hate to see when we're working is water rescues. When we hear reports of water rescues, that's just the, you know, what we do not want to hear when it comes to flooding.
All right, look who's up, John Olshoe. He's up early today. It's 11:02. Now John is a warrior. He's an old weather warrior, just like I am. And John will be helping us to run the sky cams. But yeah, we're watching so many different sources, and again, I'm just not seeing any damage, which is great. And again, the reason we're here, we have a tornado warning in effect for the northwestern corner of Clark County, communities around Campbell. This rotation is about to cross Highway 69, and the history of and I know it looked just like this 1 hour ago, literally just like this. That first rotation fizzled out in Marengo. I think this will probably fizzle out as well, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. We'll keep an eye on it, but these are just very, very little short rotational velocity signatures. These couplets we've seen on radar, and the Weather Service in Mobile has taken the path of issuing warnings for all of them this morning. So again, this warning is in effect until 11:30 for about the next 27 minutes. And it's not the tightest velocity couplet we've seen today, but still, if you're in that zone, just stay sheltered. The minute the warning expires, the polygon goes away, we'll give you that all clear, and you can go on about your business. And again, I know we're in a transitional time of the year. Most school systems are out. The reason I look like this, for those of you just joining us, I was doing a program at Phillips Academy in Birmingham for 6th graders, and they were great. But the first tornado warning for Choctaw popped up during the middle of the program, so I had to leave and just walk in here, and what you see is what you get. Sometimes it is what it is. It's real life. So again, that's the only warning in effect. But Bill, let's look at the whole state. Let's just put reflectivity up for the whole state. Composite, look at everything. All right, so we've got just rain up here in the Tennessee Valley. Rain falling over Marshall, Blount, Cullman, Morgan, Madison, Limestone, Lawrence, Lauderdale, Colbert. Heavier rain north of Birmingham up into Blount County. Nothing severe. We've seen little spinners trying to crank up, but they've just not had any success. No sign of any tornado problems here. Heavy rain right up and down Highway 69 in Hale County, Moundville down to Greensboro, down to Gallion. Again, that's just heavy rain, nothing severe. Heavy rain is sitting on the Monroe-Conecuh County line between Monroeville and Evergreen. Heavy rain falling north of Mobile around Creola, across the Delta. Flash flood warnings in effect there. Heavier rain in western Mobile County as well. And again, the only warning in the whole state, it's that little tiny sliver of northwestern Clark County. And that's the reason we're here. And again, the Weather Service in Mobile, they've been in mode today to issue warnings for all these little rotations. And so again, this warning will go until 11:30. We've had no reports of any damage statewide today, which is good. And we hope it stays that way. And again, that's just some, you can see the thing spinning, and no doubt it's spinning here. It's spinning, but a lot of that is mid-level, not down at the surface. And if it's down at the surface, you typically see everything a little tighter, colors a little brighter, but that rotation is passing just to the north of Campbell along Highway 69. And again, it seems to be moving a little to the right of the mean flow, which would kind of keep this thing in northern Clark. And this is southern Monroe here. That's southern Marengo. That's Highway 10 right here. Nanophilia, Sweetwater, Dixon's Mills. US 43 right here. Thomasville down here. And again, we've got that broad rotation. Mail's in. What you got?
That's a new convective outlook.
Okay. And again, watching some other areas with just very weak rotation. There's just no concern with tornadoes anywhere in the state except maybe right here. And again, we'll stay with this for a while longer. And I think John Olshu is going to be running our Skycam. Bill, can you punch up Mobile's Skycam? Just want to see what that looks like. John is monitoring, and he can help us on the actual motion of these. All right, so again, this is coming from downtown Mobile. And again, we've got just torrential rain falling north of downtown Mobile and west of downtown Mobile. And again, the key number here is the dew point is 74, just rich, low-level moisture. These things very efficient rain producers. A southeast wind flowing into this thing from the bay and the Gulf, 34, gusting to 39. And again, it's just ripe and oppressive when you walk out and you feel that this morning. And again, that heavier rain will ultimately move into downtown Mobile, but we see zero evidence of any problems involving tornadic circulation, strong winds, nothing like that. Just a lot of rain around Mobile. So let's go maybe to that camera at Jefferson, Bill, just for the fun of it. We have a camera that is in Marengo County, south of Demopolis, on the Alabama Public Television Tower. And again, that's looking down into the activity in South Marengo. And again, we're seeing nothing here. Again, that circulation is actually in northwestern Clark. And again, we're not going to see that from here anyway, but just wanted to peek at what the camera looks like. Again, this is on the Alabama Public Television Tower at Jefferson on Highway 28. That's northwest of Linden, which gives us a pretty good view into some of the storms that come into parts of West Alabama. So let's go back to the radar, 11:09. And we are here working one very small tornado warning. And this is in effect for the northwestern corner of Clark County. And I would suggest that we might have some flooding problems here. I mean, the rains have been tremendous. But again, notice every once in a while you get a little hot spot in there where you'll see the colors become brighter, which means the wind velocities are higher. And again, the circulation's not especially tight, but again, there could be something going on here. So the warning stays in effect until 11:30. But let's pop maybe the rain estimates just for curiosity, Bill. And again,
these are going to be 24-hour right here, James.
Okay. Yeah, we've had some pretty big rain in through here. There could be some flooding issues. This is 24-hour rain amounts, but that's in excess of 4 inches. And boy, for a state that's in drought, these numbers are good. And again, concerning this in Marengo, same thing. Weather Service in Birmingham says no warning for Marengo. And it's just a culture difference. The Weather Service offices have a different culture. I'm not here to say who's right, who's wrong. It's not my place. But the Weather Service in Birmingham, not warning on this for Marengo. Weather Service in Mobile, they are warning on this for Clark, which makes it a little complicated for us in the communication business here, the public-facing side of meteorology, but it is what it is. And again, if anything down here, it's going to be typically weak and short-lived, but there could be something down there for a brief time. it's possible. So again, there's a reason for every tornado warning, and again, the colors have ramped up just a little bit here over the last few minutes, indicating velocities could be a little higher in that part of the state. And again, the upper air balloon launch, and by the way, a lot of people don't know this. One of the biggest limitations in our business is knowing what's happening aloft. That really determines a lot of our weather. And we get balloon launches twice a day. Once about 7 in the morning, once 7 o'clock in the evening. Imagine all the things that happen in 12 hours we don't know about. And I'm hoping the next generation will have a way of getting real-time weather information from the upper air. And that determines so much of what could make a day with tornadoes, with no tornadoes, with flooding, with no flooding. But again, the sounding we got this morning on the 7 o'clock sounding for Birmingham did show enough the directional shear for maybe a few small little isolated tornadoes today. But the dynamic support is not especially strong, certainly not like anything we would see to have a big day. And again, SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, opted not to issue a tornado watch. This is the severe weather outlook, and this will be updated in about 20 minutes, but it's a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5. And again, you can see it's basically for areas west of a line from near Anniston down to about Atmore and Creola, areas in green here on this map. At this point, east and southeast Alabama not involved. The reason for that, the better forcing is over here, the better upward rising motion from wave action here, the little ridge that's still stronger down here in southeast Alabama. So, and again, this is low level. We've got 5 levels of risk, and you can see them right here. That's the lowest, level 1 out of 5. 5 out of 5 is a high risk, and those days are extremely rare. So it's a level 1 out of 5 day. No tornado watch will be issued today by SPC, which is good. And we're very thankful for that. All right, so at 11:12, let's go back to the radar. And we'll take a look at this one together. It's broad, not exactly a classic tornado signature, but again, there might be something down there along Highway 69. And one thing about it, this thing is just not moving. I mean, traditionally, if you got a storm with a tornado in this state, it's going to be moving at 30, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. It's going to be moving fast. This one is not. The winds aloft are not that strong today to push these things along. And again, that's the really main concern. It's the heavy rain and flooding as opposed to tornadoes. But again, possibly we have one there. I feel sorry for somebody trying to drive down Highway 69. They're trying to go from Nanophilia down to Coffeyville, thinking, I've been at this gas station for 90 minutes waiting to get down there, but they keep issuing tornado warnings.
And there's another big cell trying to form back there to the southwest again, James.
Yeah, and again, let's look at the velocity real quick, and we'll just see. Hopefully, there's nothing. There's nothing down there. It's heavy rain. And again, the greatest concern down here is just heavy rain and flooding. And again, this is the Tombigbee River. This separates Clark from Choctaw counties right here. This is Marengo, Choctaw, and Clark. And boy, there's a lot of water coming down the Tombigbee, right down toward the Mobile Delta. But again, with all this stuff you see back to the southwest, there's no sign of any problems with tornadoes there. And again, this is very broad up through here. So again, we'll see. Every time I say we're not going to have another tornado warning, they'll issue another tornado warning. So we'll see what happens here. But again, I just don't think for this particular rotational signature here that it would be worthy of another warning. And again, the Weather Service in Birmingham, they've clearly said they're not going to extend this into Marengo based on the broad, disorganized look here, unless something changes, which it always could. So it's 11:14 if you're in Sweetwater, Half Acre, Nanophilia, Dixon's Mills, and you're watching us and watching this, we don't expect a tornado warning for you. But as always, just keep a close eye on it. And we'll see if anything changes here. But that looks pretty noisy, pretty disorganized at this point. So going through a gazillion questions, and again, most of them have to do with things like SEC baseball. When's the first baseball game today, Bill? Do you know?
Let me look. I need to know that, James. That's important.
Because and they'll get the game. Listen, they're going to get the games in. They will get the games in. But there certainly could be some delays with lightning. The rule is 8 miles with the Southeastern Conference, and that's a very good limit. 8 mile rule. Everything stops. The game is suspended. And of course, the umpires have the jurisdiction, really, I think, when it comes to rain.
Yeah, Arkansas plays Texas at 3, James, and then Auburn takes on A&M at 7.
Inevitably, there's probably going to be a delay, but I think this morning stuff will be kind of out of there by then, and I'm hoping that delays will not be especially lengthy, but I do believe they get those games in. I really do. So if you got tickets to any of those 2 games at the Hoover Met today, the SEC baseball tournament, just go out there and have a good time, but pay attention to the weather. And if you've got our app, you'll have you'll get notified if there's lightning. And of course, they have weather support at the Met, and they will make announcements at the stadium if we have lightning. And then the other issue, it's Alabama softball. The Alabama softball team, they are scheduled to play, and the rain that's in Tuscaloosa County, I would say that's going to be out of there by 12 noon. And I think there's going to be a good break in the rain in Tuscaloosa from maybe noon until 3 or 4 o'clock. And I'm hoping that they can, get that in.
Yeah, I think you're right, James. I think there's going to be a break across that I-20 corridor from Tuscaloosa to Birmingham after, about noon, 1 o'clock. And,
yeah.
And that looks pretty good. This is the HRRR from the 12Z run, James.
Yeah, they're going to get these games in. They're going to get them in. Just be patient. And again, you know what I'm going to say here. All models are wrong. Some are useful, but this particular model has done pretty well the last couple of days. The HRRR, High Resolution Rapid Refresh. And again, it's raining over all of Tuscaloosa County right now, but that should be over by about noon. And I think there's going to be a pretty good 3-4 hour gap where there'll be hardly any rain there. Boy, a lot of rain up here, northeast Alabama. Blount, Cullman, Marshall, Madison, just good old-fashioned rain. People say, you're not talking about us. Well, because there's nothing going on. Just rain up here. Again, Limestone, Madison. Now, this is a flash flood watch, I should mention. The Weather Service in Huntsville issued a flash flood watch for the northeastern corner of the state for the activity coming in here, but the storms are not severe, just mainly good, efficient rain producers. So let's kind of work our way down to the south. We'll take a look at what's happening around the Birmingham metro. We'll flip back over to the Birmingham radar. And Birmingham, not much happening. Downtown Birmingham looking good. And again, that's that rain over Tuscaloosa County, and a decent chance most of this should be out of there by about 12 noon. And you should have a pretty good gap after that. It's pouring in eastern Hale County, east of Highway 69. That is just tremendous amounts of rain, thunder, loud thunder, lightning. It is popping. And that's going to be moving into Bibb and Perry counties, coming out of Hale County. Nothing severe, no damaging wind, no large hail. And then down to the south, we've got that one little spot that's producing problems in Clark County. So we'll go back to the Mobile radar and focus on our one little spot right here. That is a tiny, teeny tornado warning polygon for the northwestern corner of Clark County. And again, that just is very, very broad and ill-defined. This is not really a tornado signature here. But again, as long as that polygon is flashing, respect it, stay sheltered. I know it's aggravating. Trust me, I understand the societal impact of tornado warnings more than most, because when people get mad, they come after me. So I know it's inconvenient, but again, just as a course of least regret, you might want to stay sheltered here. But again, that's very noisy, not really a classic tornado signature here. In the Weather Service in Birmingham, they will not be extending this into Marengo. And again, this will be coming off the board in about 10 minutes. And hopefully this time, this might be the last one, unless another one forms to the southwest, and we'll see. But the good news, Bill, I've heard of no damage. Have you? I mean, I've heard of zero.
No, those trees down near Isney that John Odom sent us, but that's the only report I've seen so far, James.
Yeah, so a couple of trees down, and that's about it, which is a very good thing. And again, I think the overall positives of this outweigh the negatives in that we're getting beneficial rain. You do not want to go into a summer in a drought. Last time we did that in the spring drought was in 2007. That was a nasty summer, nasty. Hot, dry, triple-digit heat. It was not good. And we don't want that. So getting all this good soil moisture, that's a really good thing here going into June. And understand, every day we'll have the chance of these around. I think today will be the day with the highest coverage of showers and storms. After today, they become more scattered in nature, where some people could see no rain at all. In fact, still, I think there's going to be some spots in the state that see no rain at all today. Not raining everywhere, not raining all day, but scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms today, and then they become a bit more scattered tomorrow. All right, little shelfie here going on at Jefferson. And this is coming from our Skycam in Marengo County, south of Demopolis. And again, that's the stuff that is kind of lingering over South Marengo and northwestern Clark. That's the leading edge of this stuff that's been tornado warned, this stuff that you see down here. But again, we've seen nothing on our cameras to suggest we have any issues with anything down at this point. And again, everything else back to the southwest, it's just noise. There's no evidence of any tornado activity south and west of here. Again, that's the Tom Bigby. This is Choctaw County here. And the main thing, just torrential amounts of rain with dew points up in the mid-70s, very high precipitable water values. These downpours will be quick, fast, and we could have some flooding in a heartbeat. And if you're over here watching us in Thomasville thinking, what's going on here? I mean, you've had warnings over there for the last 2 hours. And these are not moving quickly. They're back building, and they're just not making much eastward progress. And again, we'll just keep an eye on it. That's the situation here.
The good news is, James, the lightning has really ramped down, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, again, you can see the counter here and how we've gone from 158 down to 21. So that's another sign that everything is in the process of kind of ramping down at this point. You typically see an uptick in lightning. And there was a time where it was very, very frequent here. But again, the lightning's come down, the velocities have come down, and we're 8 minutes away from this one expiring. And we'll see what happens here. So it's Friday, the 22nd of May. This is James Spann with Bill Murray. We've been live for a while working these little spinners, little couplets in southwest Alabama. The Weather Service in Mobile has been of the opinion today that they needed tornado warnings. And so whenever there's a tornado warning, we're here. That's the deal. And again, we'll stay with this until 11:30. And again, the Weather Service in Birmingham will not be extending this. They do not believe that that's a storm that meets their criteria for a tornado warning. And I think they're totally correct in that. That's a very disorganized, weak, mid-level rotation at this point, which is good. And that polygon is just very, very tiny. I mean, it's down to just a few square miles north of Campbell up toward Marvin and Putnam. And again, this is all in Clark County. And again, I would imagine here in about 7 minutes we will be warning free. Of course, I've said that every time. And somehow a new warning always manages to fire up. But Point Mallard tomorrow. We've got the Alabama Jubilee. I'll be there from 1 to 4. And come on out. It won't rain all afternoon. It will not rain all night. Don't let the apps of doom ruin your weekend. Will it rain some? Yes, absolutely. But it's just not going to be this washout. I've been fighting this more in the last 3 days, and I've been fighting this, I think, my entire career. I don't know where people are seeing this all-day rain, deluge, all day, all night, rain until Labor Day. No. Just if you can somehow cut through that noise and listen to our discussions or read a little bit about the discussions we write, it kind of it explains the whole thing, which I think is important in summer.
And watch our futurecast, James, because, you know, like you say, radars are wrong. Our projected radars are wrong from the models, but they give us an idea about what the radar should look like.
Yeah,
and that's helpful to help you plan timing, and you know, it's not going to be exact, but it gives you an idea. So, you know, take time to watch those, because that 1 or 2 minutes of our weathercast, I think, is some of the most valuable stuff we do.
Yeah, you can look and see. It's not this big, massive rain. It's scattered and random. Yeah, we just live in odd times where people are having a hard time understanding how the summer weather pattern works. Some of you have lived here all your life, and you pretty much know that. But a lot of new people are here, and they don't understand. They look at their apps of doom, and they see all day rain, all night rain, and we need to just kind of walk them through the process here. All right, we are 5 minutes away from this warning going away. Again, that's just broad, noisy, no sign of any rotation whatsoever in terms of tornadic rotation. So again, this will be off the board, and we should be able to go back to our regular programming schedule here in about 5-10 minutes. We'll stay with you a little longer. And again, we'll be here. I bet Bill's going to be here. I'll be here. And what you got?
That was John Odom's video of that storm as it came through Isney. James, which
Choctaw County.
definitely some creepy-looking clouds there, but maybe some rotation, and they, definitely caused some wind damage. So, but that's some valuable video there. And thanks to John for capturing that for us.
And the Weather Service just killed out that warning early, and I think that's the right thing to do. You just can't, when you've had no tornado signature for 10 volume scans, get rid of the thing. And so the Weather Service in Mobile, they have, they say it will expire at 11:30. I thought that they expired it now. Whatever, it's off the board. It will not be extended, and we're very confident that this will be the last one of this series. Now, this afternoon, could there be another one? Yes. And again, we're going to be here. I'll be over in B. Bill's going to be over here in A. We got John Olshu in Studio J down there, and we'll be watching everything very carefully. But we're not expecting a big tornado day. Please understand that. This is a very low-end risk. And again, SPC has opted not to issue a tornado watch. Not. Again, big picture, raining in Huntsville, the Shoals, Athens, Decatur. Most of Marshall County getting rain. Most of Cullman, Blount counties, a little bit of thunder, not much, just rain. Still raining in Tuscaloosa County. And again, a decent chance the bulk of that rain will be over by 12 or 12:30 in about an hour. And you should be able to get in some softball here. Some of the heaviest rain is falling over the extreme eastern part of Hale County, down toward New Bern. We've got rain falling from near Prattville all the way down to Monroeville, Evergreen, Atmore. And these are flash flood warning polygons from north of downtown Mobile up into northern Baldwin County. Radar suggesting some spots down there have picked up rain amounts in excess of 6 inches today. So some huge amounts over the Mobile Delta this morning. And again, that little bitty flashing red spot, that's the reason we've been here. And again, we've had no damage other than some just scattered light tree and limb damage today, which is really good. And we are thankful for that. We will be watching everything very carefully today, just in case we have another little spinny that tries to get going. But I'd say I just don't think we have a big problem, because the one thing that's happened, this is all rain-cooled air. I just don't know if this can recover this afternoon. And over here, the dynamic support is not as good. In East Alabama, that's the reason there's no marginal risk over here. The dynamics are weaker here. And where the dynamics are better, again, you've got all this rain-cooled air. I mean, look at the numbers here. It's low and mid-70s for these places where it's been raining. Low and mid-80s over here for the southeastern part of the state. So look at 71 for Hamilton, 72 in Florence. The temperature coming down to the dew point is what's happening here. And I don't know if the air can recover from that for additional storms this afternoon. So let's go back to the big radar picture one more time. We'll just stay with us until we wrap things up here in just a couple of minutes. If you're new here, again, thank you for watching. Some of you watching on social media, our app is good. Alabama Weather Network. Get it on your phone, tablet, and TV, especially on your TV so you can see us up on the big screen. Same way you watch Netflix or Hulu or HBO or Amazon Prime, whatever. It's an app that goes on your TV, and you can watch us anytime you'd like. You can have access on your phone and tablet to any of these amazing sky cams. We've got dozens and dozens and dozens of these all across the state. And you can see them live at any time, including the ones on the beach, including the ones overlooking the Tennessee River. The views are amazing. They're just incredible. So again, the apps, of course, are free. And if you don't have it on your phone or tablet or TV, be sure and do that. And if you by chance can't find us on your TV, we're always on YouTube. Just subscribe to the Alabama Weather Network on YouTube, and you can always watch us that way. Every TV's got a YouTube app. So we are now 1 minute away, and that little flashing box is going to go away. Nothing left back to the south and west of there. Nothing. We'll double check. Nothing. Absolutely no need for a warning in Marengo, which is good. If you're in Nanophilia, Sweetwater, Half Acre, Dixon's Mills, Octagon. Just a lot of rain here. No evidence of any tornado at this point. And so far, so good with this one. We're so very thankful for that. And so we're just going to stay here until this thing goes away. When the minute that thing goes away, we'll kind of scale it back and go back to regular programming. And again, we will be producing the regular set of products here on the network. I'll be talking about the beach. We'll be doing a map discussion for those that are weather geeks, dweebs, nerds, dorks, and weenies. Our weather video briefings that I do, that's for you. They're longer, they're in-depth, and they do some explaining of forecast confidence, range of possibilities. It's just very useful. But again, that thing is off the board. So we have no warnings anywhere in Alabama. So at 11:30, no warnings. We're going to go back to regular programming. Bill, thank you, and thank you for watching.